This model is by Sunraise Classic Models. It is of a machine by the South Korean giant Hyundai Construction Equipment, and writ large on the box is the number HX505L. This is a model of a crawler excavator, and it's in the relatively unusual scale of 1:43. As you can see, the box design is fairly plain, and there's no information about the real machine. The box zooms into the Cranes Etc. weighbridge and it comes in at about 2 pounds 4 ounces, which is just over 1 kilogram. You guessed it, it's time to open the box and see what's inside. Well, it's not quite what you might have expected, because actually it's a couple of plastic formers that enclose the model. There are 2 parts to the packaging and they are clipped together. So, with all the skill and dexterity you can only find on Cranes Etc., we separate the top from the bottom. So now we get our first good look at the model, and the giant hand crane can carefully lift it out. There's no assembly to do on the model because it's complete out of the box. There is a small bag containing a plastic pointer, and there's packaging to remove from the crawler tracks. With that done, the model is now ready to go, and it goes straight to the weighbridge. On it goes, and it comes in at 1 pound 11 ounces, which is a nice round 750 grams. As usual, we start underneath and there's a plastic base plate, but the metal crawler tracks are very good and they have bolt head details. There is also detail within the casting of the underside of the body, with just 2 large screw heads visible. Here are the track frames in more detail and they look convincing. The drive sprocket at the front is very detailed, but there are no working rollers. Some tiny graphics add to the detailing. Moving to the cab, and there's a plastic protection plate at the front and lights are indicated at the top. The cab mirror is a plastic part. The roof has got see-through slats, and the grab rails around the edge are plastic. The detailing of the cab door is very good, with the window sills all delineated, and there's some fine detailing in the rear panel of the cab. Moving towards the back, and there are more small graphics, and panel handles are detailed. There are grille perforations indicated, but these are formed of graphics. Moving to the back, the counterweight has lifting eyes, but they don't have holes. And the back of the counterweight has the Hyundai name sharply rendered. There are more small graphics to give a realistic appearance. On the other side of the model, the same standard of detailing continues, and it all looks fairly crisp. Towards the front, there's a large handrail and mirror, and it's made of soft plastic. There are textured steps leading up into the engine area, and the twin hydraulic rams for the boom have hydraulics detailing in terms of pipes and hoses. Detailing on top of the engine bay has a variety of textured surfaces, and it also includes panel details and an exhaust pipe. A nice detail is the air intake with the Hyundai name on it, and there's plenty of hydraulics detailing around the slewing motors and boom foot. Cast-in pipe detailing runs along the top of the boom, but other hydraulics detailing on the boom and stick are at a simple level with no hydraulic hoses. However, there's a good standard of graphics and discrete friction pin connections. There are larger rivets used in the bucket connection, and the bucket itself is not removable. The metal bucket has got nicely shaped teeth, and there are wear plates along the bottom edge and some nice texturing. Let's go back underneath the Hyundai, and the crawler tracks rotate very easily by hand. So much so that on a rough surface, when you just push the model back and forwards, the crawler tracks roll. And that's no doubt helped a bit by the heavy weight of the model. The tension in crawler tracks is usually maintained by spring-loaded idlers, and that is also the case here. In fact, the idler also pivots in a rather unusual way. Next, it's time to take the model for a spin, and it rotates relatively smoothly. And in your quiet moments, it's quite therapeutic to spin the model around. One feature quite common on the larger Chinese models is an opening cab door, and you can use the included plastic pointer to open it by about 90 degrees. That then gives you a decent look at the detail inside, but don't forget to shut the door when you're finished. On we go to the digging function, and firstly we'll raise the boom up to its maximum height, and then follow that by raising the stick. The rams on this model are very stiff, but they're nothing that the Cranes etc. team can't handle. Let's now fold the model right up and get as close as possible to a transport position. And it does fold up reasonably tight. Next we move on to the patented Cranes etc. genuine imitation real-life digging test. Here the model performs well, achieving almost a complete closure of the boom rams. This is a very good quality model of the Hyundai HX505L by Sunraise Classic Models. It's solidly made with a decent level of detailing. The functionality of the model is also well engineered. It is in the rather unusual scale of 1:43, but if you're looking for a nice quality model of this Hyundai, it is very good.